Hello there. Just getting ready for Europe. It's Friday, 26th of June. Been a weird week. Some weird stuff happening. Just looking at the NASDAQ from last night. And I wasn't particularly proud of what I did last night. I was trying to short here somewhere. Shorted 3 times, took 3 losses. And then the final time that I shorted, made a winning trade, which was right here. I managed to get back to a little bit over break even, but then in the end for the day, including my European session, I ended up making about 3% for the day, so it ended up being okay. But I wasn't very proud of how I traded it. I thought that after this, it was very weird what happened in the NASDAQ. I had never seen anything like this where the market sells off 800 points. Oh, sorry, more like 900 to 1,000 points in half an hour. And then I was trying to short it. I tried to short a low one short here. The first attempt at trend resumption, and that failed. I tried to short around here, I think, and that failed. It was a low too short. And then what I did here was I was trying to see if there's going to be some kind of bear flag pattern, like 3 pushes up, bear flag, 1, 2, 3, and then I shorted up here as well. But the market just went sideways to up for the rest of the session, so I was saying to myself, I think this is going lower because I think that people who are hoping for some kind of V-shaped recovery, they will be, they're basically the ones taking the low probability trade, because the low probability is that this makes a V-shaped recovery. V-shaped recoveries are very, very rare from what I've seen. So my feeling was that it was going to go lower, and that it could be one of those days where the NASDAQ sells off like 1,800 points like it's done in the past. Actually, last week it did that. And I was hoping that if it was one of those days, that it's a day worth taking bigger risks on, because the potential rewards can be massive. But it just wasn't working out. And in the end, I was like $200 in profit, and I just left. I think I was like thinking that I'm misreading the market. Eventually, during the Asia session, it did go lower, I think. Hang on. How did this work out? Yep, okay. I thought it was going to go lower. And look, it did eventually go lower. But not by much. I just think that if you're in my experience, whenever I've tried to find a reversal here after something huge like this, it's very rare that you get a V-shaped recovery. Most of the time there'll be some kind of test of the lows. And if you buy here somewhere and put your stop loss at break even, it's not going to work. The market won't let you. The market is sometimes so efficient that it just does not allow break-even stops, because the market knows, these computers, they know what a buy signal looks like. So if you take a buy signal, say you buy above that bar, the computers know that there are buyers buying above this bar. Maybe it's like it's a sort of double bottom and a big buy signal bar. I think the computers know that that is a buy signal. So if you buy there and you hope that you're going to get a V-shaped recovery, it's going to come back and test your entry price. Basically ask you, do you really want this trade or not? It will eventually come there. But it was good for an intraday trade, I suppose. If you bought there and took profit somewhere up here, that's good. I just thought it was a very unusual day yesterday in the Nasdaq. I didn't quite know what to make of it. Maybe a more experienced trader would be like, yeah, in the past when the Nasdaq has sold off, I don't know, 3% in the first half hour, it's always bounced back for many hours, and then they would be looking for longs there. Maybe a more experienced trader would think that way. But at the time I was thinking, this is strong enough for another leg down. But apparently it wasn't. I still think though that if I see this in the future, if I see a bear breakout like this, and I see a low one short, I still think that if the best idea I can come up with there is to buy, I'm going to be buried, like intellectually buried in the financial markets, because it's the reversals. Like when I've seen this kind of sell-off and I've been constantly trying to buy reversals, I've been losing like 3, 4, 5 trades in a row. In strong bear trends, if you're trying to buy a reversal, it's not a very high probability. You might win 1 time, 2 time. But I think it's a wrong way to wire your brain to be trying to buy reversals all the time. And then if you do it, you're burying yourself intellectually. And you're constantly looking for reversals later. And you're just going to get wrecked. I still think that technically it's the right thing to do there, to look for a short. Despite having taken 3 losses last night. Anyway, it was I wasn't particularly proud of how I traded it. I felt like I was a little bit just pressing buttons. Yeah. In the end, I felt like I was starting to just press buttons. I didn't want to take any more trades. Anyway, I'm looking at the DAX now, so it feels a bit cringe when I watch my own videos back sometimes. Just like, fuck man, these mistakes that you're doing, it's just so stupid. It just seems so stupid. But I guess that's part of why I'm making the videos, just to try and learn from it. Yeah, I don't know. I think the moment you think that you're an expert at something is the moment you get wrecked. I've seen even professionals making stupid mistakes like that. But anyway, just the markets, man. It's so unnatural to trade the markets. You're taking huge risks. And it doesn't seem like anything. It's just sort of like some pixels going up and down. But you're taking huge risks with your capital. And it can sometimes sort of not feel real. and you're just like, oh, I just lost $200 there. I just lost $200 there. That's fine. It's nothing. But really, it is. It could be someone's entire daily wage. Yeah. I gotta remember what's at stake when I sit down to trade every single time. That even if I take a loss or two, that I don't let it snowball. Yeah. I've had a pretty good week so far, though. I think I'm up now about 9%. Yeah, around 9%. Pretty decent. Just having a coffee. Trying to kind of center myself before the session starts. No really important news, it seems, coming today. Some orange folder news from Tokyo, Japan. Tokyo core CPI. I guess that's important. Maybe if you're looking at the yen. There's some news regarding the yen this morning. But not at 9:30 a.m. So there was some movement in the market during the news spike, during the news announcement. A spike down. Aussie dollar yen. I think Aussie dollar's fucking shit. So bad, man. We used to be on parity with the US dollar at some stage, like in 2012. It was worth more than the US dollar. Now it's just shit. Anyway, whatever. But yeah, no important news. Oh, actually, no, there's later in the US session, there's an orange folder. I don't even know what this means. Revised UOM consumer sentiment. But just because I don't know what it means doesn't mean it's not important to the markets. So that's coming at 12 a.m. my time. I think this means University of Michigan. Michigan. University of Michigan. Michigan, yeah. It is that. So it's some kind of consumer sentiment data or whatever. It's probably important for some for someone. Europe has just opened London. It did have a big rally in the Frankfurt pre-market. Big bull bar on the 60-minute chart. For me, it just feels like this market may want to go lower overall. Just, yeah. Some measured move down here, some profit taking. Yeah. But I'll just have to see. I think I don't know what was happening yesterday in the Nasdaq, but I heard something on the news about Apple, this company here, Apple, having something about their prices going up or something, and their costs going up or whatever, and that sold off like 6% last night. So I think that may have affected the tech sector. Something about memory chips or some shit. I don't know. I don't know about that much about tech sector, but I think there was something about memory chips being a lot more expensive now, going up by some percentage. It was like 20% or something this year or something, and that pushes their costs up. So they're having to raise prices. So they're expecting to sell fewer products because of that. So their stock price sold off. So it was like a news-driven, I guess, event. And that kind of explains, I think, why Dow was just rallying the entire time that Nasdaq was selling off. Dow was just didn't care. It was just going up. Oh, look, it fell later. Oh my god. It fell. It reversed entirely. A major trend reversal in the Dow. So it opened and just went like a rocket ship and then reversed everything. That's sick. By the end of the session, it was down here. That's amazing. Markets are very, very complicated to predict. I think the best you can do is sort of, with some degree of probability, say, I think I'm about 60% sure that in the next 2 or 3 bars it's going to go a little bit higher or a little bit lower. And manage your risk, put your stop loss in, and just keep taking that trade 1,000 times over. Yeah, I think the DAX wants to go lower. Big bear bar on the open. And it gaps down on the close of that bar. This is the second day in a row that it closes a bear bar closing on its low. Yesterday it found buyers immediately, and today it's just falling further. It seems to be accelerating because the bar's bodies are growing. So today it's doing bar 1 looks the same as yesterday essentially. A big bar closing on its low with a tail on top. That happened yesterday as well. But yesterday I found buyers immediately. Look at this. Bar 1, big bear bar closing exactly on its low. And then finding buyers. Today it's not doing that. It's falling more. So if you see a big bear bar and you buy it, yesterday was a good day for you. But today may not work out. I mean, it could, but so it's a gap down though. I wonder if I should take a small short position and hope for a bear trend from the open, bear trend day. I think I will try. Oops. Yeah, selling the DAX. Because it's a big, strong bear bar. I do need to see some follow through selling though, because if I don't, if I don't, then I need to think about getting out. See what the FTSE is doing. FTSE is selling as well. I don't know what's happening really, but it's going down, so I'm selling. Just kind of Forrest Gump it a little bit. The trader Al Brooks sometimes says that he reckons Forrest Gump would do well in the financial markets better than Einstein, because he wouldn't overthink things. He would just see red bars and just go sell, or green bars and just press buy. So I'm kind of Forrest Gumping it here. Should be like Forrest Gump. Red bar, sell. Determine your risk and just press sell. The DAX is very tricky though. Think Forrest Gump. Would sometimes have his brain scrambled by the DAX. It does crazy things, the DAX. 2 bear bars. Now a strong bull bar, of course. Why wouldn't that happen? Yeah, Forrest Gumping not working at the moment. I have a stop loss about 40 points. The bulls are really strongly trying to reverse this up. They're trying to do it really fast. They want a big bull bar closing on its high. It's going to get more bulls interested in buying the close and above it so they can reverse it up. So the 15-minute bar that looked extremely bearish at one point is now not looking so good for the bears. Closing in 20 seconds. Are the bulls gonna send it up here? I think if that does happen, I'm gonna take my loss with grace and wait for a bit more information, I think. It's kind of crucial moment at this point. If sellers step in above bar 2. I do feel like selling again at the moment, actually. But don't want to risk too much because my probability right on the open is not super high. And that is a big bull bar. But I did see a low one short on the 2-minute chart. Actually, I am going to sell again, I think. I'm going to sell again. Put my stop loss sort of up here again. So I'm now risking a little over 1%, about 400. You could argue that I should be waiting for more information since my position is losing. But I'm sort of betting on the fact that reversal traders will be disappointed. That is the highest probability. And that reversal traders are actually taking the low probability play. But their reward could be huge if this rockets up again. But for me, I prefer to trade high probability and have less reward than a low probability and a big reward. So I'm now, I took a quarter position size, and I'm now half position size, $10 a point. See if this can make a new low, and possibly go lower, maybe to yesterday's low and lower. Bulls coming in strongly into the close of this 5-minute bar. They often do that. Yeah. It does close a bear bar. The current 15-minute bar is closing, is still trading within the range of the prior bar. It's not moving down quickly. Which is what I was hoping for. Two consecutive bull bars here on the 2-minute chart. FTSE's had a big pullback and now it's moving down. The DAX not so much. Trying to think about this rationally. This bar here has 3 minutes to go. I really need it to close a bear bar because that would make a kind of double top bear flag and possible further selling, but if it closes a bull bar, that's not going to be good for me. Yeah, I really need this to close a bear bar. It closes in 1 minute and 45 seconds. They're just not letting me have this forest gum trade. The Germans. They're too smart, the Germans. They know that there's people with forest gum brains like me out here trying to like just see a red bar and short it. Does the opposite of what I wanted. Bloody DAX, man. Always causing me so much headache. Just went below prior bar low on this chart and found buyers again. Fucking DAX. My position's looking very, very bad. sort of looking unlikely to improve. Low probability that it improves now. There's 2 minutes remaining of this 15-minute bar. It could be that the bulls come in really strong into the close to close a really strong bull bar. In the final minute or minutes. Yep, that appears to be what they're doing. Very uncomfortable trading the DAX. A major trend reversal, maybe. Sick. Wondering whether to move my stops up a bit. Above the high of the day, maybe. Looks like I won't have to think about that. Because it'll probably stop me out soon. Fucking ducks. There go my stops. Sick. to the opening price. Hmm. Didn't have the skill there. This bar here was definitely a warning for me. And then these 3 consecutive bull bars. But I didn't heed the warning. Yep. I took a loss there of 1.5%. See if I get a low one short on the 5-minute chart. Preferably below a bear bar. And I will try another short. Very deep pullback after the open. I'm going to sell the market here. I'll stop above here. It's because I saw this bear bar. I thought I would have to sell the close of it because I won't get a chance to sell below it because it's closing right on its low tick. Let's see. But I ended up getting a better price than the close of it because this one went up a little bit. It is getting some selling below it. See if there's any follow through. Or if this is actually a major trend reversal and it makes a new high today. I'm actually going to sell again here. Did see a low one short on the 5-minute chart. I'm hoping it gets some follow through, man. It didn't get all that much follow through on this bar. Or what I interpreted as a low one short, at least. Okay, getting some movement now. Come on, you dogs. Thank you, Al Brooks, for this wonderful strategy from your course. Wow. I'm making around $1,000 at the moment, so I decided to close. Near the low of the day. That's maybe a mistake. Probably should have held for a bit more. But, yeah, so that was the low one short right there, below that bear bar. So a breakout to the downside, a pullback, and the first attempt at trend resumption on the 5-minute bar. Finding sellers below. Sometimes I try to take it on the 2-minute chart, but I think it's lower probability. But when the trend is really strong, if you don't take it, you can miss out. So what I do is I take it in quarter position. Yeah, maybe I should have held for more. Fuck. I think that's the thing with trading. It's like, it's going to do one or two things. It's either going to go up from there or down. And you're either going to be like super happy that you got out and took profit, or you're going to be like, oh fuck, I should have just stayed in it, blah blah blah. And you always remember the time when you made the wrong decision, but never the time when you made the right decision. And it feels bad, whatever you do. Look at this bar now on the 5-minute chart, that's a sell signal. Because that looks like it's a good night for the bulls. It's going low. This is what I mean about reversal trading. If you're constantly looking for reversals, you're going to be disappointed most of the time. It's just ticked at the low of the day. If you put your stop there, bought anything here, you're about to get stopped out and your trade doesn't look so good anymore. Yeah. I think trading with the breakout with the trend is much higher probability because all the surges are happening in the direction of the trend. And the overall trend is bearish, I think. It looks like it wants to go down more. Oh, actually, is it? Yeah, I don't know. It's sort of making new lows. Just made a measured move down on the 60-minute chart yesterday. So the bears are, there was this measured move here when this low was broken. A measured move down and a pullback. There's some profit taking here. Pull back. And now it looks like it wants to go for another leg down. I mean, it's Friday. It could be a big trend day to the downside. So now into the close of the hour, of the first hour of trading. Maybe the bears are stepping in again, trying to close a really strong bear bar, maybe below the low of the Frankfurt session. This one here. I'm not sure. I'll just calculate quickly what my day is looking like because I want to go for a skate. I don't want to sit here for hours. So 448 plus 519 minus 209 minus 160. So I made about 2%. So it's alright. Which takes me about 10% for the week. I'm happy about that. Just gonna have a quick session here today and then come back for the US session later if I can be bothered. But I'm pretty happy with my week. I think today, with regards to the 2 entries that I took, sort of happy because I sort of, there was 4 entries, but I consider it 2 trades. Because I was making much more profit than I was losing, and my loser. So my trader's equation is good, I think. So I had 2 small losses and 2 slightly bigger winners. So that's good. Anyway, I'm done for now. I'm gonna go skating.